Auckland. Elina Svitolina conquers event 2 years after losing final to Coco. Elina Svitolina launched her 2026 season by winning her 19th WTA title after beating Wang Xinyu 6-3, 7-6, 6 in the Auckland final. The Ukrainian, who was seeded at number 1, fired 7 aces and saved all 4 break points she faced in the final. After saving a break point at the start of the final, Svitolina claimed the lone break of the opening set in the 6th game. In the second set, the top seed saved 3 more break points, but also missed out on her own break point as the set went into a tiebreak. There, Wang made a strong start and took the opening 3 points before the Ukrainian stormed back to win to get the job done after converting her second match point. It was the second meeting between Svitolina and Wang. The 31-year-old Ukrainian also won their 2024 Wimbledon clash. By losing the ASB Classic final, Wang remains without a WTA title. However, the 24-year-old Chinese has won 8 titles on the lower tier. Svitolina wins her second Auckland final. 2 years ago, the Ukrainian tennis star lost to Coco in 3 sets at the ASB Classic. This year, the former world number 5 returned to New Zealand for the second time in her career and made it all the way. It is worth mentioning that Svitolina's husband Gael Monfils won the Auckland men's tournament 12 months ago. Now, the Frenchman is set to defend his title next week. Meanwhile, Svitolina will now fly to Melbourne, where she will kick off her Australian Open with a perfect 5-0 record in 2026. Phoenix in the Harbour City. Elina Svitolina's triumphant return in Auckland. The harbour lights of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, have a unique way of illuminating stories of resilience, not just in the skyline's glow but in the way champions rise, fall, and rise again. On a warm summer night in January 2026, as fans spilled out of the Manuka Doctor Arena, whispers of awe spread through the crowd. Elina Svitolina, the Ukrainian warrior of the WTA Tour, had etched her next great chapter here, the scene where she transformed heartbreak into triumph. This was not just another title, it was redemption, renewal, and resolve. 2 years after narrowly missing Auckland glory, defeated in the final by the fierce and rising Coco Gauff, Svitolina stood tall once more, hoisting the trophy that had once slipped through her fingers. The echoes of yesterday, Auckland 2024. In early January 2024, before most of the tennis world had fully warmed up for the season, Elina Svitolina captivated fans in Auckland. Week after week she had built momentum, navigating a draw filled with power hitters, savvy veterans, and emerging teenagers with grit. Then came the final, an epic encounter against the all-court brilliance of Coco Gauff. In that match, Svitolina's defensive brilliance met Gauff's youthful aggression. The contest stretched physically and mentally across 3 sets, the lead slipping back and forth, until Gauff's fierce determination carried her through a 6-7-4, 6-3, 6-3 victory. For Svitolina, the loss hurt, not just as another narrow final but as a missed opportunity to inscribe her name in gold. Losses like that linger. They twist in memory like tangled ropes, pulling, tugging, questioning. They force you to confront limits and wonder whether tomorrow will be different. The seasons of the heart, a journey back. Between that Auckland loss and the night of January 11, 2026, Svitolina's life, on and off the court, unfolded like a compelling novel of highs and lows. There were moments of brilliance, titles and deep runs that reminded fans why she was once among the very best in the world. There were battles with form, fitness, and the invisible weight that comes with modern professional sport. And there was a significant retreat, a break from competition in late 2025 to recharge mentally after a grueling schedule that had left her drained both physically and emotionally. For an athlete whose identity is tightly intertwined with competition, stepping away was courageous. Yet in that pause, she found clarity, a rekindling of the love for tennis that first led her to pick up a racket as a child in Odessa. Every champion knows this. Sometimes you step away not to rest, but to realign. And when she returned, Auckland was waiting. Auckland 2026, where past and present converge. The 2026 ASB Classic wasn't just the start of a new season, it was a crucible where expectation met experience. As the #1 seed, Svitolina entered the event with hunger but also a sense of calm. Her body had rested, her mind sharpened. The early rounds tested that equilibrium, swirling winds, unexpected challenges, and the pressure of a fresh start before the looming Australian Open. There were gritty wins, moments when she had to fight for every point, every game, reminding the crowd that this was no walk in the park. Against rising American teen Iva Jovic in the semi-final, she clawed back from a deficit and tempered fire with fortified composure. And then came the final, not against the familiar figure of Goff this time, but against Wang Xinyu, a determined Chinese competitor hungry for her first major title. The match showcased Svitolina's tactical maturity, drawing out rallies, countering aggression with poise, and using her experience as both shield and weapon. After an opening set marked by precise court coverage and strategic shot placement, it came down to a nerve-shredding second set tiebreak, where Svitolina's grit won the day. In that defining moment, she watched history unfold in her favor, 6-3, 7-6, 6. Another trophy to add to her already enviable collection. A victory beyond numbers. This was Svitolina's 19th WTA Tour title, a testament to longevity, adaptability, and fierce determination. But beyond statistics and rankings, it symbolized something deeper. 1. Redemption. After the heartbreak of losing her first Auckland final, winning here now was more than poetic, it was vindication, a reminder that loss is not the end, but a prelude to resurgence. 2. Resilience. The path to this title was not linear. It involved ups and downs, moments of self-doubt, and triumphs that reinforced her belief. For many athletes, the greatest opponent isn't across the net, it's within. 3. Context in life. Svitolina's journey included not just tennis battles, but life beyond sport. Her husband, fellow tennis professional Gael Monfils, stood by her during the week, offering support and shared experience. In their shared presence at Auckland, fans saw a beautiful reminder: behind every athlete's quest is a story of relationships, support, and love that sustains them through peaks and valleys. Why this matters, more than a title. In a world with an ever-shifting sports narrative, where attention flits from one rising star to the next, Svitolina's achievement is meaningful for numerous reasons. For fans, many fans see a part of themselves in the struggle, the setbacks, the persistence, the comeback. Svitolina's victory wasn't just a title for tennis fans. It felt personal, as if each admirer who faced a setback in life saw hope reflected on court. For the tour, her win at Auckland sends a message that experience, seasoned judgment, mental fortitude, and rhythmic consistency remains a vital force in a tour often dominated by youthful power and raw athleticism. For Svitolina herself, perhaps most importantly, this title is a reminder to Elina that she still belongs among the elite, not by default, but by force of will. She walked into Auckland with expectations, yes, she walked out with possibility.